auto train actually does something for once.
Dude, lately they've been shredding, like I said earlier.
I've been training my Auto Titan. It's like a Tamagotchi Furby amigo. The more I do with it, the more it learns. And I like how it's starting to pick up my style. It knows how much I like Vortex Shield kills.
I couldn't do that if I could drive.
Hey, no problem. If you don't like throwing those bullets back or find it hard, the Ion's got you covered because it comes with that ability out of the box. It will automatically pull this move off for you. And there's a lot of times that you're gonna hear or even see yourself that Auto Titans are just not particularly good. But every so often they pull some of the best shots you've ever seen. Like I've seen a Scourge goose somebody, alright? But on the flip side, an AI Scourge also looks like it's cross-eyed. It will hold its gun barrel one way and aim another, which can throw people off, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse, depending on which way you're looking at it. And the way that this video is going to help you double your kills, or at least get more than you're already getting, is by making you think a little bit more about how you use your Titan and when you use your Titan, and also about how you want to use your Titan. There's going to be quite a bit in this episode, guys, and I think you're all going to enjoy it, so just buckle in. I was hoping he was going to eject, but I'm going to be happy for my Ronin buddy. Way to go, you got an execution. I wanted to grapple him, so I'm not satisfied right now. I'm gonna have to find a grapple. Maybe we can grapple that guy. And he's in a Titan, right? I'm just a pilot. You know what? Pilots are not as underpowered as you may think at times. Has to do with levels, compositions, all that stuff. And really that's what makes Auto Titans really good. It depends on the composition. Really the best time to drop your Auto Titan is when you're first to drop, or whenever there's a low amount of Titans. Because the worst thing to do is to drop your Auto Titan when there's 6 other Titans or it's going to be surrounded by pilots. Because you have to be able to reinforce your Titan, and your Titan has to be able to reinforce you. Which coincidentally, I find that your Auto Titan is a lot more effective when you're close by. It really seems to want to help you. I don't know how it works, but I do find it to be a little bit more aggressive and to actually help me out. Or maybe it's just that it's there and it's messing with them. You know, it's always somewhat of a threat. Whatever it is, I know that the proximity to your Auto Titan is a big deal if you're going to be doing something like this.
Oh, paper didn't die.
Alright, I won't die. Alright, I will do exactly as you say. Thank you for giving me those top tier tips. That's why I end up squatting up with people. You never know what you're going to learn from them. This guy gave me the best advice ever. Usually I would have ejected because I could have easily been killed myself. But I'm like, no way, man. I just won't die. Top tier tips. Okay, try to count how many batteries you see on people's back in this game. Batteries made all the difference. Super tight game. And the thing is that Auto Titans, or blowing up your Titan and passing on your Titan, which is almost the exact same thing, is a way for you to build up consecutive boosts faster than anybody else that may benefit you more than actually having a Titan itself. And it's weird to say that because Titans are so strong, but they're not always the best way for you to get points. For example, using a Scourge at the Reaper phase is really good because they just destroy them, you can get a ton of AI points. Using a Scourge as a first to drop on some maps, maybe not so strong. And that's why there's always going to be so many factors on how you want to drop your Titan, if you want to drop your Titan, or if your Titan is worth sacrificing. On this close game, I would say not. They have a lot of aggressive Titans. The level itself also lends itself to really quick pilot gameplay because of the layout, which is going to enhance everybody's ability. You are performing like at a 9 in this level because it is so easy to maneuver. Everything is perfectly placed. Like this battery that's been waiting for me that I didn't waste on the initial Titan I called out for. I left this here for reasons like this. It gives you back your shields and it gives you back a little bit of health. Right now, my Titan's practically new. And when you're at the beginning of the game and you're first to drop, it doesn't hurt much to lose your Titan. And the advantages are that you now have 2 boosts, which I hope are 2 batteries because they just work great. And boosts are a big deal, whether it be amped weapons or batteries. I still gotta go back to batteries. Batteries still seem like the overall best boost for every scenario. Because if I want to do more pilot stuff, it helps if I have a battery so my Titan can get rid of their Titans and then we can go back to Titans. I mean, we can go back into pilot warfare. It helps me dictate a pace or fight somewhere where I'm more comfortable. One day we were going up against a lot of G2s and I knew I was going to have to play really well with my Ion or with whatever Titan I chose in order to make up that disadvantage. Because they are sniping everybody out, myself included. Like, I'm not immune to these kind of tactics. It is hard to play against. but there is way to offset it, and I find that if you find the right tactic and you stick to it, you're usually going to be able to outperform people that just camp. Coincidentally, I was trying to hold my ground and be like, I'm going to make these guys come to me, and they didn't come at all. They just stayed on the opposite side of the map, and I'm like, well, that sucks. I think I stood in the back for about a minute before I figured out they weren't coming, and stuff like that really hurts. What does that have to do with doubling your kills as a Titan? It means that you have to be in position. And sometimes when you're in a Titan and all these other bad guys are as pilots, there are some spots that Titans cannot get into. And there are these campy teams or just smart teams that will just stay out of your way if they think they are at a disadvantage for one reason or another. People know who are good with laser shots, you know, who are good at closing the distance with Ronin. Like, you're going to be watching out for these things, and these are the kind of things that are going to keep you in position or out of position. Does that make sense to you guys? So how do auto Titans actually get you double the kills? It's more so just being aware of when you should be in your Titan. That's all it means is to be an auto Titan, or to hold your Titan. On the top you can actually see if your teammates already have their Titans. You may all want to drop together. Maybe you want to push the advantage and you think you can take on all these pilots that are going to be focusing you. Oh man, this game's really close, but really there's always some time for some grapples if you wouldn't have died. And this is just one of the many batteries that has been used in this game. They've really played a pivotal role. And it again just makes you focus a little bit more about how you're going to be playing your auto Titan, or if you're going to be focusing on your Titan a lot. Like, what are you going to do with your battery? Some people will always just use their battery on their own Titan, when maybe at the end of the game you won't have enough time to build it up, and it's time to use that battery to give to a friend, which benefits them, and you get your Titan, of course, right? It's a huge boost. And how are you going to use that boost? Are you going to use it right away? I typically don't. I'd prefer to get a few grunt kills so you get that multiplier going, and then do the for sure thing of using your battery. Maybe get a few shots on a Titan, build up again that multiplier, and then you're going to be using your battery. And how did you get all these batteries? Because you blew up your Titan, or you were super aggressive with your Titan. Like, there's so many ways for you guys to do this. It's just more so paying attention to all the options that you have when it comes to using your Titan, not using your Titan. Like, I know I'm just kind of repeating myself now, but the thing is that there's so many combinations, and the order of how you do all these things is really up to you. And it's going to give you more flexibility, and I think overall it just brings up your gameplay. It's like doing the overkill thing. It's just trying to bring in as many little advantages as possible. And these advantages are sometimes hard to gauge in this game, of how it's going to help you, or if it's actually going to help you at the moment. Like holding on to those extra batteries and maybe giving them to your stronger Titan players. Like, sometimes you see these North Stars in the back that you know are putting in they're putting in a lot of work. They're distracting, they have high DPS. Sometimes I like giving them the battery because I know that they're putting in really good work. Alright, that's pretty funny. But that pretty much brings us to the end of this episode, guys. I hope you guys got something out of it. I hope you guys learned a little bit about your auto Titan. I know we didn't go over real mechanics, so if you do want to go over some mechanics, I guess we can do that now. There really isn't that much to say, to be honest. Auto Titans are just set in two things. They're either going to hold, which they never really hold completely, but it does keep them in one area, or they're going to patrol. And then they're going to try to follow you, so your positioning has a big part on where they're going to go. And you're going to learn that there are some things that auto Titans just won't do, like they won't cross like some paths, they won't fall into pits. What else won't they do? Like, they're just not that smart. It's true. Like, they add some presence. They will be something that will give away other pilots that are using their anti-Titan guns. What else do you actually have to know? See, then I just kind of get into the overall thing. But what other mechanics are there? Really not that much. I find that putting them on hold position seems to make them a little bit more aggressive. I find them to play a little bit better once there's already people around. Or maybe that's just because I'm keeping them in the vicinity of the enemy pilot. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Oh, I wanted that to queue up with the last kill. Wait, I think we can still do it. There we go. We'll count that as the last kill right there. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and this is a little lesson on the R97. It's funny about the ammo. It's so relative. Hold the trigger and it's gone. Actually, it still lasts pretty long. That's a lot of bullets. You can pretty much use this thing as like one of those little minute timers. Brush your teeth while you're shooting this, feathering the trigger. Lasts forever. And if you're still here, make sure to hit notifications. It really does help me out. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you guys thought of the video, and I'll see you all next time.
Well, I thought it was aiming at you. I was like, oh, you better get ready.